Hi, friends. Hope you're doing great. I got a lot of messages from you guys regarding my strings and what kind of string sounds I use and how I program strings for, let's say a pop song. And I just want to go quickly. I can't do like the whole arrangement thing, but I just want to go quickly through the stuff I'm using, the plugins, the libraries I'm using, and it's mainly like 3 libraries I'm using for that stuff. And I maybe illustrate quickly by playing a quick intro and put some strings on how I would go about programming them and how I voice things and stuff. But it's not going to be a long tutorial. So basically, I'm using 3 plugins as for my string libraries and my string sounds. Usually, if I have a solo cello, that would be a different thing, and I'll probably hire somebody to play it. But if it's a section thing, I can definitely get away with just string libraries. Sometimes I sweeten stuff, having some players come in the studio and overdub my parts. But, that depends on the budget, of course. So my main 3 layers, as I call them, plugins I'm using, are from Spitfire Audio. And the first one is a very soft layer, like for the really soft and sweet parts. It's actually one of the least expensive plugins from Spitfire Audio. And it's called, the library is called Originals, and you'll find them. They're only like $29. And they have one that's called Intimate Strings. And this is a super soft and very delicate sound for the intimate string parts, maybe for an intro, maybe for a verse. And then for later on in the song, when things have to be more pronounced and maybe a little more beefy, I would use a different plugin. So the second plugin I'm using, Spitfire, it's also from the original series. It's also about $29, so good bang for the buck right there. It's called Epic Strings, and I use that one for just filling a little bit more a little later in the song. Sometimes I use it in the intro, of course, as well. But as the song progresses, I would beef up the strings and make them sound a little more pronounced, a little louder. And then as for the third plugin library, it's called the BBC Symphony Orchestra, but it's not the most expensive. There's like one for like $1,000, and there's one a little less expensive, but it doesn't include the solo strings. So I'm using that one. It's just called Symphony Orchestra BBC, also from Spitfire. Really great for high strings. And I would like to show them quickly here on my screen. So the first one is called, like I said, Intimate Strings. It's from the original library. Really cool, and it has a really soft sound. And as you can see, I can actually put dynamic in with my mod wheel. That's already programmed like that. So it's really soft. You can hear that air. That's really beautiful. It has an embracing quality. Really nice. Then the second one is called Epic Strings, which has a more body to it. And with those 2 plugins, the Intimate Strings and the Epic Strings, I would play the majority of the entire string arrangement and go through the song section by section and play whatever is needed for the track. And I would only lay down the chords. So with high strings, I would use the BBC Orchestral Library from Spitfire. And a very important fact here, go to the sordino. Sordino means played with damper. That's like a little rubber thing the string players would put on the strings to make it sound really soft. And it's one of the common mistakes in studio pop recording for strings, that string player usually play without dampers, without sordino, and they play with too much vibrato. So these are the 2 common mistakes in pop music for string recording. Too much vibrato and no sordino. So very important. It doesn't matter how many string players they are. If it's only 3 players or 4 players, it's important that they play with sordino and play with as little vibrato as possible. Of course, it depends on the song a little bit. If it's only a piano string kind of intimate quartet thing, it would probably require a little bit more vibrato. But if you only need pad like sounds, like a full orchestra, like this really smooth, silky Hollywood thing, no vibrato, almost no vibrato. A little bit, there's always a little bit. You can't really teach classical musicians playing with no vibrato because that's what they've actually learned, and that's all good. So, anyway, so the high strings, Sordino. So these are the three components. So let's illustrate it by playing a short intro and programming some strings very quickly. So we got the piano part down, so we're ready to add some strings. And since it's a very intimate intro, we want to have the softest approach as possible. So we're going to use the intimate strings. Here we go. All right. So let's see. I mean, we're probably not going to use any thicker strings for the intro, but to illustrate, maybe I should use a little bit more thick strings, maybe in a different register. And let me see. We're going to pull up the epic strings. Okay, let's see what I can come up with. I'll just improvise. Here we go. Very important that you put dynamic and be very soft and gentle with the stuff. So for an intro like this, I probably wouldn't even consider to put high strings on it. But just to illustrate, let's put some high strings on it and see what we can come up with. It's just super important that you play with the feel of the song and act like you would be a string player, in fact. So that's a very short demonstration. I hope it helped. And yeah, thank you.